Van Vliet. Oh, he just yanks it. Oh, Fred. Oh. Woo! Fred Van Vliet knocks down the three. You know, always watch games with your friends, because even if they lose, even if it's a bad game, you know, you still have fun. So, Raptors fall. Ugly loss to the Indiana Pacers. Let's get started with our post-game show, where the Raptors, it just wasn't quite their night. Offensively, in the month of November, we have been fantastic. Defensively, we have been the worst team in the NBA. Our defense continued to be quite poor tonight. Our offense did not make up for it in this one, like it did against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Raptors fall quite large margin, and it's ugly. My stream crashed, so I think our final score is going to be 114-97. We don't even eclipse 100 tonight, and we started quite well offensively, but the defense again is where we are going to be let down. Let's make sure, guys, on this post-game show, if you're enjoying, give us a like. Let's get to 50 likes on this post-game show. We do a post-game show for every single stream, so make sure to check it out. Win or loss, we're going to be doing a stream. So, in this particular game, the Pacers, they come in as 4-point favorites. I felt like even though we had Yuta Watanabe out, Kem Birch out, and OG Anunoby out, we still should have been favored in this game, but I guess the Pacers showed why they were, in fact, the favorites. Every time the Raptors seemed to try to get back to it in the second half, the Pacers just pulled away yet again. So, for the Pacers, it wasn't that impressive of a shooting night for them to put up all of those points. They actually end with 49% shooting from the field, only 28% shooting from three. Raptors end with a 42% field goal percentage, 23 from three. And early on in the game, the shooting percentages for the Raptors, they were shooting 60% from the field, which kept them in the game as a result of their bad defense. But where it all goes south is that when the offense dries up, because the Raptors, there's no way they can manage to keep that outrageous shooting efficiency throughout the entire game. As that starts to die down, the Raptors are going to falter. And in this game, the offense did die down. We didn't get any magical individual performances like the 17-point third quarter from Prez Achiuwa last game against Memphis, or the 17-point fourth quarter from Gary Trent Jr. against Memphis. The Raptors fall heavily in the rebound category as well, 53-41 in the rebounding stats. We force similar amounts of turnovers, but the fast break points is where I have a little bit of concern as well. We allow 15 and we only have 9 fast break points. I swear it was higher than that before, but you know, that is something where the Raptors really do need to thrive, where it just wasn't quite happening for us offensively. It just wasn't happening for us in many different endeavors, unfortunately. Individually, there were some good performances to be had. Van Vliet was great. His defense was fine. Scotty Barnes was decent in this game with 17 points. Siakam, an okay game, 7 for 17 from the field with 17 points, a nice 12 rebounds. The bench just doesn't really chip in. Boucher, the 9 points looks good. His defense continues to be a problem. Malachi Flynn with 2, Banton with 2, Mihai with 2. The bench just didn't really chip in. You look at the Pacers bench. For like the grand majority of the game, let's say the Raptors had about, you know, we're not counting garbage time. Let's say the Raptors had 13 bench points. Torrey Craig had 11 on his own. Martin had 15 on his own. Duarte had 12 on his own. The Pacers starters beat us up. Sabonis had 23 points and 18 rebounds. Miles Turner had 17 points, 10 rebounds. So let's go back to the team stats. How can the Pacers shoot 28% from 3, but still shoot almost 50% from the field? Every bad story as it comes to the Raptors defense all circles back to we do not have a rim protecting center. There is no rim protecting center on this team other than Kem Birch. Prez Achiuwa does a decent job, but it just isn't quite enough to help out this team. What happened when there's injuries? Kem Birch has been in and out of the team with injuries. There's no backup center that we can rely on to protect the rim. Raptors, it has been a problem for many, many, many games, and we are still not doing enough to acknowledge that. We're still not doing enough to combat that problem, a very glaring problem with this team. We still are not doing anything about the lack of bench production as well. So I don't really understand what the procedure is right now for Masai Ujiri. There's a few ways he can kind of be thinking about this right now. Number one is he's trying to get a center and nothing's really working right now, which is highly possible. I can understand that. Number two, he could be in the mindset that no, this positionless system is going to work. We are going to make it work and figure it out. This is our style. We're going to commit to this. That I can understand as well, I guess. In my opinion, the positionless game does need to change a little bit because Ken Burns isn't really a positionless 5 yet when he's in the court, which is way better. The third thing besides you could be thinking is losses equal better pick, unfortunately. So there's 3 trains of thought right now for Masai Ujiri because there's just no way that you see it and I see it and he doesn't see it. There's no way he looks at this team and goes, no, this team doesn't need a center. There's other things that need to change. There's no possible way that is the way we are looking at this one because the Raptors in this one just weren't good enough, falling 114-97 to a not great Indiana Pacers team. And we are starting to plummet in the Eastern Conference standings. Was today Pascal Siakam's fault? You might think it is, but it absolutely wasn't. Where are we in the East now? Raptors fall to the 12th, still the 12th seed in the Eastern Conference. So, a team that had aspirations to kind of flirt with a playoff position isn't quite materializing right now. Overall, it chalks up to a poor offensive night that didn't compensate for our lack of defense over the last few weeks. There's not really a ton to say about this game. The defense has been poor. We're still not doing a good enough job with our rotations. I get, it's a transition year, so you can kind of hone in and kind of clamp down on you guys have to follow the Nick Nurse rotational system, even if it is difficult. Scotty Barnes is a work in progress as it comes to his defense for the Raptors. Struggling with on-ball defense. The off-ball defense isn't great. There are things that we're working on. Maybe we really want to make this specific system work. Just at the moment, maybe it's a bit too tricky for some of the younger guys, for some of the newer guys, resulting in a lot of easy buckets for the opposition team. I get it. It's a transition year. Let's make this specific thing work. I understand that that's the train of thought. It's just sometimes on days like today, it is very, very difficult as a Raptors fan to consume a game like this. And there really isn't a ton else we need to say about this game. I'd love to extend it, but that's pretty much it. I got nothing else to say. That needs to change. The defense needs to change. Please go get a center. Please look for some help from the bench. Don't make me suffer through an entire season of this, please. We had our problems in the center position last year. You brought in Birch, and it helped out so much. Go make some similar trades. Tomorrow on Amateur Sports, I have a video coming out about the 4 possible centers the Raptors could trade for. So make sure you're checking out that video. But keep it locked with Amateur Clips as well. Clips from the streams, the Twitch streams on twitch.tv/Amateur Sports. We do our post-game shows live on Twitch and upload the edited version to the YouTube channel if you're watching there. So if you don't want to check out the streams, that's okay. Subscribe to the Clips channel to check out all of these Amateur Clips post-game shows. But if you really want to watch them live, interact with chat, interact with the lads and the lasses on a Friday night like tonight, come check out the streams as well. We'll see you again next time for another post-game show against the Celtics on Sunday.